May 3rd, 1864. Passed off quietly, with nothing to disturb the monotony of camp life, until after dark, when we received orders to pack up and to be ready to march at a moment's notice. We had been expecting marching orders for the last 2 weeks, so that we were not surprised to hear the orders to pack up sung out. We broke camp at Culpeper at about 11 p.m., and took up our line of march going in the direction of Germania Ford. We marched all night, not stopping for any length of time until the next day at 10 p.m., when we halted to make coffee. That was the first entry in my ancestor Clinton Hoag's Civil War diary, passed down in copies through the family until it reached me. He fought for the Union, and after the war he settled in Kansas, where my family has lived since. Between Hoag and I, there's a lot of cultural distance. It's difficult for a civilian like me to wrap my head around soldier life. But this very first entry tells me that for Clinton, he's playing a hurry-up-and-wait game. He's been waiting for 2 weeks. Now he's thrown into action, marching for 23 hours straight. I'm just starting to develop an adaptation of some of these diary entries to the stage. And even though this first entry seems like an ordinary day, Clinton gives me plenty of sensory information. Packing, marching, darkness, coffee, also coffee, quiet, then orders sung out. Throughout the journal, the anticipation of his oft unpredictable situation is punctuated by the certainty of coffee, which turns up 21 times over the course of 2.5 months' worth of daily journal entries. He also usually takes note of the weather, which constantly affected his life on the move. And these are all things that will help me make decisions on how to perform entries. The 5 senses are a part of my performance study of the text, but an engaging performance will take a little more than coffee, as much as I like coffee. Let's skip an entry and move on to May 5th, 1864, and pay attention with me to the sensory elements in Clinton Hoag's writing. We were aroused up by daylight and cooked coffee. We then moved off, taking the road to Mine Run. We marched about 2 miles when we found that we were in close proximity to the Johnnies. We formed in line of battle, loaded our Springfields, and advanced into the woods and built breastworks. We then advanced into the woods about 1 mile, where the undergrowth was so thick that it was impossible to keep a line formed. So how do we apply the 5 senses to performance? How do we perform loading our Springfields? You take it 1 sense at a time. Taste, smell, sight, feel, and sound. So those are the first 5 things I think about when I'm looking at a text. Those are the first 5 things that anybody's going to notice in a performance.